Usually purchase fake music, then stream again.
Yeah, the inside is beaver skin. Let them do that talking, I can't ever fucking beef with them. Had a regular bitch, I swear to God, I cannot be with them. Colors in my dress like mom, I promise ain't no shit. I ain't never had no problem bagging bitches. Take a raise is how I get this bitch to D, now she an activist.
Thank you, Mango.
Yo, yo. Okay, okay. Let's go Twitch. Let's go Twitch. Let's hop onto YouTube real quick. Met inside his previously. Okay. What's that? We're gonna be reacting to the allocations, I guess. What's that? We're gonna be reacting to the allocations, I guess. Yo, P. Okay, academics. Let's go. Only one side.
Discord call as they were playing some games. And let's just say that.
How to
Now, I
check?
want to
How to
talk about
check?
this recent story.
We ain't got premium right here.
Now, I want to talk about this recent story involving DJ Academics and a few other people. It's been going viral for the last day and a half, and I have a couple things to say about it. So first of all, for anyone who's not familiar with the name, DJ Academics is one of the most popular internet media platforms, particularly within hip-hop media. He's also a popular live streamer, entrepreneur, and a couple other things as well. The other day, a clip involving DJ Academics and a group of people, all on Discord, speaking to a 15-year-old streamer by the name of Noor, went viral. Noor is a 15-year-old streamer based in Malaysia who's apparently been working with another famous streamer, Plagueboy Max, as a moderator for his streams. Recently, DJ Academics, Noor, and a bunch of other people were on this Discord call as they were playing some games. And let's just say that a lot of inappropriate conversations were being had between DJ Academics, the other people in the call, and the young boy.
Yo, Nor, what's your address? I'm gonna send some strippers over there.
Slow down, yo. I am 15. I hope you know that, bro. You trying to get?
You scared of women, bro.
I'm not scared of women. Yo, bro, you trying to put me on a case? You trying to put them on a case?
So?
What you mean? So that's weird.
You know all the rappers lost their virginity to like old women, right?
So what you heard right there was one of the people in the call, don't know exactly who that was, essentially saying to this 15-year-old boy, "Lil bro, I'm gonna send you some strippers your way to lose your virginity." The young boy pushes back and says, "You're essentially trying to put a case on these women because I am underage." That's what he says, right? Obviously, this is a very smart young man because how the hell does he know better than these adults? I don't really know. The person in the call then says, "Hey, all these rappers lost their virginity to older women," in an attempt to incentivize him to say, "Yes, send them my way." For clarification, none of these people are related to this kid. Not saying that it would make it okay, but obviously it makes it way worse, right? Now later on, and this is when Academics comes into the equation, Ac asks some questions like, isn't there another 15-year-old girl you could have sex with in order to lose your virginity?
So you tell me that there's not another 15-year-old that you could bust down?
Yo, bro.
Oh, come on, bro.
Like, I'm serious. So there's not another 15-year-old you could bust down.
You go to school?
All right, imagine.
Yo, this is
So if you could do one of them sex changes and you could become a girl
No.
and get pregnant,
That's where he drew the line. He said no.
Would you let Max get you pregnant?
No. That would be
If he
gay.
actually,
And
if Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude, would you let him fuck you?
no.
As you could hear, another person in the call also asked him, if you could do a sex change and get pregnant, would you let Plagueboy Max get you pregnant? And then back to academics, who asked him if Plague Max wanted to have sex with another man, would you let him F you? Now, I know that the kid is laughing, which a lot of people have been bringing up to say they were all just playing around, big bruh, little bruh shit. Academics himself even responded to this by saying, hey, we were trolling and this was like our little brother, and we sent him money because he was depressed and wasn't doing good.
It was us that was picking that nigga up, treating him like a little bro, like, yo, like actually our little brother. Nigga was sending him money.
No matter what it appears like and no matter his reaction, he is a child. There's no buts for this. It just is what it is, right? There's no way around it. Grown men shouldn't be having conversations about sex with other children, especially children they aren't related to. And again, I don't say that to say just because you're related, it makes it okay, right? In a situation where you are, even then there's boundaries you can't cross. Unless you're the legal guardian, then hey, you gotta raise your children the way you feel like is the right way to raise them for you, right? I got plenty of little cousins who I don't speak to them about sex in this manner, right? Now, there's a time and place for it, and even then, there's a way to do it, but it ain't like this. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And I'm sure you can agree with me. And then there's another step of that, which is you always got to get the blessings from the legal guardians of the child to have certain conversations so you don't really cross any boundaries, right? Children can't give consent to having these conversations, which is why parents should control how much access other adults have to their children communication wise, but that's going into a whole nother conversation. And then back to academics, he then says if Plague Max's sister was going to give you some
What just happened? Sorry about that. These fucking ads.
clips in question, and that's the story in brief. Kind of want to give you my take on this entire situation because academics has been trending on Twitter for the last 24 hours. So I want to start off by saying academics, there's absolutely no excuse for the things that were being discussed with that kid in that Discord call. It was wrong 100%. And I know that academics is kind of taking accountability by saying that his actions were regrettable, but when the taking of accountability and responsibility is convoluted with a lot of other things, I think it's a problem, right? And I think everyone in that call, including academics, should know better. You know, one of the things I regret in my life is not holding the men around me more accountable, especially when it comes to issues like this. Speaking as a man, I can tell you that there's a tendency in our culture to overlook toxic behavior amongst our peers simply because we share a bond or a certain relationship with them. Now, as I look back in my life and I recognize the times I failed to hold my fellow men accountable, I see how that neglect creates a ripple effect. Essentially, by not speaking up, I was enabling harmful behavior to continue on in the world. That's just how that works, right? And I think people, especially men, need to realize that for every action
Just want to give this shit a chance to like catch up. What the fuck?
Now, as I look back in my life and I recognize the times I
Can
failed to
you
hold my fellow men accountable, I see how
take
that
the party
neglect
seat
creates a
down a
ripple
bit?
effect. Essentially, by not speaking, I was enabling harmful behavior to continue on in the world. That's just how that works, right? And I think people, especially men, need to realize that for every action.
Nah, let's put it at 240p. Just want to give this shit.
Now, as I
Hopefully it's gonna be better now.
that goes unchecked, we're not just letting it slide, we're creating a snowball effect, and that builds a culture of behavior that slowly seeps into everything that we're doing, influencing the way we interact with people, the way we treat others, and the kind of environment we crave for ourselves and the people around us. Now, for this specific story right here, we have a 15-year-old boy, okay, in a live stream with a bunch of grown men, and they're talking a bunch of sexual things with this little boy, which is just, it's not appropriate at all. It's very inappropriate. I understand that sometimes you might have a relationship with someone who's younger. Let's say if you're an older man and you're, let's say, mentoring some younger cats, which I do myself, with the blessing of their legal guardians, okay? But even then, there has to be a certain standard for how we engage in these conversations, especially when it comes to topics like sex. I mean, that's a no-go zone. Talking about that is just very inappropriate, period. That's the standard right there. The biggest reason for this is that sexual trauma is one of the most profound and lasting impacts someone can experience. And I'm not trying to imply that this will necessarily cause trauma to, this young man right here, but what it does is create a world where the boundaries of sexual conversations between older and younger people start to become blurred, and eventually it becomes more acceptable, because this type of conversation is the kind of conversation that predators use with their victims before crossing a line. One of the reasons why the outrage around this story was so big and so intense is because, and this is what I think, is because so many people see themselves in this conversation right here that we had with that kid in that Discord call, whether they've experienced it firsthand or witnessed similar dynamics in their own lives. Bottom line is, if you as a grown man engage in this type of conversation with children, what kind of message are you sending to the young men who look up to you? That it's normal to talk like this to the younger kids, and then when they grow up, potentially subjecting other children, or God forbid, their own, to the same type of behavior. That means that we're normalizing something that should never be accepted, and that ripple effect is devastating. Also, I don't know anything about this kid right here, but I'm wondering why he's on a live stream with other grown men on the internet. Some people might say you're victim blaming, and you can call it what you want. I'm just simply looking out for this kid. I want to know where his parents are. Apparently his mother passed away, but where's his father? That's what I'm wondering. And he's 15 years old, so I doubt he lives completely on his own. Possible, but I doubt it. So I'm wondering, who is his legal guardian, and why are they not monitoring the relationships he has with other people over the internet? That's another important point I want to highlight. Aside from what we've already mentioned, there's a culture which is very prominent that includes giving children cell phones without any real limitations on what they can access. And that opens up a whole can of worms, because it exposes them to not only inappropriate content, but also the potential for harmful interactions that they're not equipped to handle, especially with other adults, right? A child can easily be manipulated by an adult with access to these devices, especially when they're vulnerable and they don't have the maturity to recognize the dangers. And this opens the door for grooming, exploitation, and other predatory behaviors that can have lasting effects on their emotional and psychological well-being. Overall, the lack of boundaries, the unchecked access to technology, and the normalization of inappropriate behavior towards children all creates a dangerous environment for young people. And it's on us to start holding each other accountable. I'm talking to all my men out there, man, so we can protect the next generation from the harm that comes from neglecting these issues. And that will be my message to academics, who's actually shown my platform love on countless of occasions throughout the years. Despite that, I can't turn a blind eye to this. It's bigger than personal connections. This is about what's right and what's setting a dangerous precedent for those who look up to us. And that obviously includes me, okay? Anyone else in my space, and all of us who have any kind of influence. We all have a responsibility to make sure we're setting the right example, especially when it comes to protecting the younger generation from harmful behaviors. Anyway, any thoughts on this DJ Academic story? I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. See you in the comment section below, but most importantly, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace, I'm out.
You know what's crazy, Chad? When I'm looking at this, the quality is cock. But on the stream, it looks clean. So I don't know, dog.
Want to start a business? Start with an address. Choose from a range of domain names and fresh new domain.
See, okay. What else can you watch? What else can you watch? Leadership Mohale made more threats. Okay.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Oh, get it. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Some good ass tea, man. Some good ass tea. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Rydell Flicks. I don't know how to pronounce this bro's name, but he's a cool bro. What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna be reacting to Leadership Mohale. Mohala. Hey, Leadership, dog. I don't know his name. We're gonna be reacting to Leadership Made More Threats. Let's get into it.
Yo, what's up, guys? Rydell here, and I'm back with another smasher. Today, we'll be owning in on more threats that Leadership Montla sent. It seems like this guy is really serious. We'll talk a little bit about Casey Fuego that is out here incriminating himself. And then last but not least, I just want to show Leadership Montla where you will end up should he take this beef with the 17-year-old really serious. FBI, open up! So guys, I'm gonna start by the most trivial thing. Casey Fuego, as you guys know, Casey Fuego has been in the news as of late because he has been on this rampage to expose has been. Guys, I'm gonna really serious. FBI, open up! So guys, I'm gonna start by the most trivial thing. Casey Fuego, as you guys know, Casey Fuego has been in the news as of late because he has been on this rampage to expose Bandile. He hasn't stopped, he's still continuing, he's still reminding us of the court cases, of the people that Bandile has hit, and the fact that he was laid up with Babalo Noko. Now that is a little bit of self-incriminating stuff. We really didn't need to know that.
Okay, fuck, I have to increase the quality because now I can't see shit though. Looks a bit more clear on the chat. But yeah,
first off,
me and Pablo had sex and she was money. A delay is stupid. Nika, hey, what kind of nonsense is this, Joe? Like, what? Bruh. This is dumb shit to post on Instagram, bro. What the hell?
how old is Babalo? Isn't Babalo also still a child?
Exactly.
Second,
he just exposed himself for being a pedophile. And he thinks it's funny. This nigga's stupid. Yo.
this is not the way you do people, my bro. This is not the way you do people. You can't want to drag her to get at Bandile. It doesn't work like that, my bro, Casey. And today, I'm calling you out for that, bruh. Hasn't Babalo Noko been through enough abuse? Now you still come along? Uploading Instagram stories that says, me and Babalo had sex and she was mourning. Bandile is stupid and you can't fuck. That is really self-incriminating because this is in your writing on your social media profile. If this is lies, this can drag you to court and make you pay exorbitant amounts of money simply because you are making her look like a second-hand prostitute. Casey, I understand you got beef with Bandile, but don't bring in innocent people into this mess. Sort it out with him directly and keep it moving, my massacre. Next up, like I said, I just want to show Leadership Montla where he will end up if he takes this beef with the 17-year-old serious. But first, let's get to those new threats that I found Leadership sent him. And allegedly, this is all in that chat that we saw. We just didn't have access to these screenshots. So Leadership sent him, you will tell me everything when I get you. Social media and real life? You keep posting and will do my part. Now that I have her confirmation that you lied for numbers, you better have the same confidence you bullshitting with now, because you're gonna need it. And ask around, boy. I simply respect it. You choose to be a bitch. Let me show you how we deal with bitches. To which Drizzy then responds, okay bro. He then comes back and say, I'm gonna fuck you up and you must post it too, kid. That's gonna give you more clout. Now, like I said in my previous video concerning Leadership Montla and this beef, he is giving this beef too much power over him. This lighty didn't even come for him. This lighty came for Lani, and through him coming for Lani, Leadership's name was mentioned. I mean, in anything, my bro, that is sort of a compliment because
bro simply just caught a straight bullet and now he's catching feelings, dog. Like, don't hype this shit up, dog. Cause this shit's gonna make things worse for you, my guy. Why do you keep gassing this shit up? Yo.
let's keep it real. In today's day and age, men don't really want to be out here paying for women, yet Leadership is out here doing that, which means most now money, you know, and all of that. But he's not taking it up like that. He's really taking this serious, and it seems like he wants to get at this lady to kind of make an example out of this lady. But now this is where I tell him, okay my bro, before you do these things, before you get your ducks in a row and you now want to take out that Drizzy boy, that 17-year-old child, take a look in the past and see what has happened with traders that have murdered people and have hurt people.
Ready to invest in real estate but don't want the hassle? Look no further and join Smart Crowd. Invest in Dubai
People in the past. First, I bring you Sandile Mansoe and Karabo Mokoena. Now I understand this is a woman, the next case will also be women, but the crime is still the same, which is murder, obviously. Look at Sandile Mansoe. He had a nice opulent life before he murdered Karabo Mokoena. He murdered that lady. Look where he is today. A more recent case, when you look at Lungani Mtetwa and the fact that he has been arrested for the murder of 2 ladies, you will understand that it's not that long before a whole lot of you guys are being caught out for the abuse that you inflict on other people. Now, like I said, Lungani has been arrested. His friend Sandile Chile has turned state witness, so he will be testifying against Lungani Mtetwa. Now I ask you, having lived such an opulent life,
Gonna be a thing like, yo, I got arrested. I'm still being tight. Nigga should get arrested with me, dog. I shouldn't suffer alone. I shouldn't suffer one man.
driving such nice cars, wearing such nice clothing, eating the finest of food, I ask you, why would you give all of that up for an orange jumpsuit and stave up every morning, for bread that doesn't even have butter on, for jam that is old, way past its expiry date, for coffee that doesn't even have a correct amount of sugar in? Why would you give it up? Leadership, you're still so young, my bro. You have your whole life ahead of you, and taking this beef serious, right? Meaning you are now mobilizing people against him. He moved there, you want to send your people so that they can hurt him. Should anything happen to this lady, the amount of investigation that's gonna come your way is something that I don't think you are prepared for. Keep in mind, you have made it public you want to hurt this bruh. Keep in mind, you have made it public that when you get to him, you are gonna do some things to him. Keep in mind, you explicitly said, I'm gonna fuck you up, kid. And should anything as little as a bee sting him, I can guarantee you, you are gonna be the first suspect, my brother. So where I'm sitting,
Close the door. I'm not getting involved in that shit. I'm not getting involved.
I want you to carefully now think, my bro, leadership. Cool, I understand things haven't been going liquor. Your end, you got kicked out of that big house. You lost cars. You lost friends. Cool, I understand, my bro. But you can still rebuild. Your opportunity to rebuild will be taken from you should you do something to this lady and get sent to jail. Just to be safe, guys, if you live close to Drizzy, keep an eye out for him. If you're in the same area that he's in, keep an eye out for him. This is a 17-year-old boy, and I mean, leadership is old enough to understand what he's busy doing. I'm gonna leave you with this message.
If this nigga comes for you, it's on site, boy. I DM this nigga on Instagram, dog. If it's on site, call me, dog. Call me, dog. Pull up.
Leadership. This beef that you're busy with, this thing that you are entertaining, this thing that you want to mobilize people for against the 17-year-old child, it's not worth it, my brethren. You can still rebuild your life, but there will be no opportunity for you to rebuild once you're in jail. Judging from how Louis Jr. Chakwani is doing, jail is not a place fit for cheese boys like you. Keep that in mind, maybe. Hey everyone, are you looking to get into trading but is worried about the high risks? Let me introduce you to IFX Brokers Center and those want and dedicate ambitions into reality. Check the link in my description to get started.
There'll be a video. Let's see. Oh shit, I want to react to this. Jamari, Jamari dropped this video. Drake can't stop snitching. We give it a like, because I know when I like the video, you understand? I already know when I like the video. I like every Jamari video. But yeah, let's get into it. I heard this bro is taking a break from music now. Catching feelings, though. His feelings are hurt. So about him getting depressed. Drake, this one. You never recovering from, my G. It's chai for you.
So the entire situation with Drake has continued to get much worse, as he continues to leak songs, dry snitch on his former friends, and now continue with his lawsuit filing against UMG for the song Not Like Us. When Drake put out the Fighting Irish freestyle leak, it was clear that it was a direct shot at LeBron James, as LeBron has very publicly sided with Kendrick.
They're good. He's so good.
Showing up at his pop-out event. In fact, he has been seen dancing to Not Like Us on multiple occasions, and at his birthday party recently, he even requested the song Man at the Garden from GNX be played as he rapped every word.
The world fell in love with the gimmicks, even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know this shit is personal. Love with the gimmicks, even my...
The world fell in love with the gimmicks. Even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute.
Brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know this.
Drake addresses LeBron and fighting Irish freestyle, okay? Just know this type of shit is personal to us. And it wasn't just business.
Shit is personal to us and it wasn't just business. Talking about...
It's just business, though, my nigga. It is, dog. It is. For Kendrick, it is. Well, it's about respect, but... Oh, come on, bruh. You can't be catching feelings, dog. Like, come on, Drizzy. Drizzy, you're turning into a bitch, for real, dog. Talk about we family, well. I'm not the cousin to visit. Damn. God forbid you ever go to tarnish your public image. Well, your public image has been fucked up. Yours personally, Drake.
We family while I'm not the cousin to visit. God forbid we ever got to tarnish your public image.
Remember, Drake loves LeBron. His first radio single was about LeBron. Hell, he even has the man tattooed on his body.
Drake texts you like, am I letting you down?
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
What did you say to him?
You said that I can never let you down.
So this has all stung him.
Oh. What?
Am I letting you down?
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
What did you say to
his body?
Drake texts you like, am I letting you down?
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
What did you say to him? You said that I can never let you down.
So this has all stung him really bad, and at the end of the day, I do think that he does have grounds to be upset. But then I...
Niggas tatted on his arm. Yo. And he's singing your enemy's songs bar for bar, word for word. Yo. Now I understand why bro's taking a break. Now I understand.
Ironically, or not so ironically, depending on how much of a conspiracy theorist you are, alleged text leaked from Drake.
Mean Universal was like if Nike was funding a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife, not Adidas.
What? Mean Universal was like if Nike was funding a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife, not Adidas, not Reebok, Nike, the company he been with since he started my situation. There's no street shit.
A Reebok, Nike, the company he'd been with since he started.
These texts stem from a situation with a clothing designer named Chris Griffith, who has worked with Drake's brand OVO in the past. He alleges that he had an interaction with NFL receiver Stephon Diggs, who he says tried to make a pass at him. But when he denied him, he claims that Stephon got spooked and sent his brother and his friends to whoop his ass in this elevator. Eventually, Chris would escape, and now it seems that Drake has some sort of information that could help him build a case. But Drake doesn't want to get involved, and that's where these texts allegedly originated. Now, when the text leaked, Drake turned to his lapdog DJ Academics to defuse the bomb. This a fake DM. Drake called Buddy a rat. He got mad and made up some fake DM to try and make the blogs and me go viral.
This is a fake DM. Drake called this buddy a rat. He got mad and made up some fake DM to try and make the blogs, and go viral. End of story.
Source: The Boy.
Good luck on the mission. Bye.
And then Chris would in turn post a video screen recording as his
Oh,
proof that the
shit.
direct messages were real. And if we are
Then
running
you
with
can
the
go things
idea that
straight.
these texts are legit, it only further proves that Drake is capable of lying to academics, damaging his reputation as a journalist for his own personal narrative to be pushed. After this, academics would essentially crash out and give his advice for LeBron while also trying to expose him.
Maybe Drake will keep teasing it. Let me just tell you what I've heard. Yo, LeBron, you and Drake used to go on two-mans, okay? You've been cheating on your goddamn wife. Drake used to facilitate the host, and
Jane is discovering how much she can save by hippoing her insurance.
Hey, wrong time, dog. These ends. What kind of skip?
and basically, you can't dance to a song about him being a. He used to supply you with the bitches. I'm sorry, my nigga. Yes, if I'm Drake, I snitch on you too.
Yeah, academics is just begging for black SUVs to show up at his doorstep at this point. Also, what he says there about Drake bringing LeBron girls when he comes to his country sure does sound like a trafficking allegation to me.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Oh shit, I did show it.
Interesting.
Nah, not like this is my number one. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was.
Accidentally exposed
Not like.
himself. Bonus Club academics accidentally exposes himself. Not like us in Euphoria. Or his most played song was last year.
Like us bent Euphoria, Family Matters, and Push-Ups. I don't even know how it was number one, but fuck it. It was number one, though, for real.
Regardless, Drake and LeBron continue to have beef.
I want you to know one thing. We're family. You're a brother of mine. You could never, ever let me down. Ever.
Now let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this lawsuit, where Drake had dismissed his own petition against UMG, which had people thinking for about 24 hours that he either lost or got nothing, or that he won and he was going to get everything that he wanted from UMG in the background. But the very next day, it would be known that Drake only withdrew that petition so that he could file a formal lawsuit against UMG. A single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity, and while it takes years to build a reputation, it can be ruined in 5 minutes. Lucian Grange. This is the quote that leads the entire suit. Some of you may remember that Kanye previously referred to Lucian as Drake's rich baby daddy.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy.
He is actually the chief executive at UMG, and you can argue that he was instrumental in making Drake the monster that he is today. UMG is the world's largest music company, and also the music company that has represented Drake for more than a decade. Yet, on May 4th, 2024, UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accuses Drake of being a PDF and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though UMG enriched itself and its shareholders by exploiting Drake's music for years, and knew that the salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artist. So basically, Drake is still crying that he lost the rap battle. I also find it hilarious that he calls them promoting his music for a decade, something that made him insanely rich, exploitation. Now that it is convenient for him, that is. And now he's crying out because Not Like Us was a mean song. But Drake insists that this lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us, aka Kendrick Lamar. It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false, but dangerous. UMG has also responded, by the way, where they pretty much cook Drake, telling him that they also published all of his various rap beefs and rap lines about other people over the years. But I guess he didn't have a problem back then. Drake claims here that UMG essentially used Kendrick Lamar to devalue and scathe his public image, so when it came time to renegotiate his contract in this year, they would have all the leverage, which does not make a lot of sense for them to devalue their biggest artist. It would be like me purposely tanking the biggest stock in my portfolio. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It is not just fans of rap music who now believes that Drake is a certified PDF. UMG used its promotional resources and exclusive licensing rights to place the recording on numerous national televised events, including but not limited to award shows, national political events, and more. Like, yeah, the song was a #1 hit, and the phrase "Not Like Us" turned into its own movement.
They're not like us. I'll be feeling it.
They're not like us.
I don't know if y'all should be playing that Kendrick.
It's 9:15. How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat.
I'm in an actual boat.
I thought Grammarly just fixed grammar. They make boats now.
Y'all want to get a lawsuit up here.
But I guess he's mad because UMG doubled down on the investment to make more money. Like, isn't that what a business does? Was it wrong when UMG published all the Eminem diss records back in the day? How about the takeover by Jay-Z, or hit him up by Tupac, or let's even go closer to home with Back to Back?
Drake even tries to make the angle here that UMG paid influencers to react to the song,
which in the world of music reactions on YouTube, literally everyone and their mothers hops on the newest hot song. It happens every time for well over a decade now.
Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 god. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 god.
And in response to Drake kind of calling out these streamers, there's now been a lot of evidence posted to Twitter
to suggest that UMG never hit the various Drake disses with copyright strikes as well.
What's this, you fucking piece of shit? What's this?
So couldn't Kendrick make the exact same argument? That record also calls Kendrick a woman beater, and it says his child is not his, and it's still available on all streaming platforms, so once again, couldn't he make the same argument? Like, imagine if Drake had come out victorious, and people were dancing to his song saying Kendrick Lamar abuses women. Kendrick would look so weak for filing a lawsuit over that. I guess I just feel like at the end of the day, they both engaged in this battle, and now this dude is just being a sore loser. Predictably, millions of people who listened to the recording or saw the image and video believed the defamatory material to be true. UMG had previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which was also widely understood to be targeted at Drake, and which stated, "Don't tell no lie about me, I won't tell no truth about you." As public commentary confirms, the average listener or viewer has understood the defamatory material to reflect the truth.
Hold up. David, dog, I was playing Forza in the morning, and then I stopped streaming for like 2-3 hours. And then sorry. And then when I hopped back on the game, I didn't hop back on the game. I just decided, let me do reaction videos, but then I forgot how to change the category and stuff like that. So I didn't know it was gonna still show that Forza thing. So I forgot to change that. I thought maybe it's gonna show like Gucci reaction or whatever. But for next time, I'm gonna change it. For now, I'm just leaving it as it is. But the next stream, I'm gonna change like the category and like the streaming details and what.
Rather than art or hyperbole. In the words of one commenter, "No damn about you." As public commentary confirms, the average listener or viewer has understood the defamatory material to reflect the truth rather than art or hyperbole. In the words of one commenter, now everyone believes that Drake loves touching children. So now the man who has spent the greater part of his career subtly bragging about smashing people's wives and having USBs that could end their careers is crying about suggestive lyrics. This is the least hip-hop thing.
Yeah, but we're trying here. We're trying to stream here, my nigga. We're trying. We're not gonna get it the first time. We get it the fourth time, dog. Fourth stream will be perfect. This one we're just trying to master shit right now, my nigga.
I've ever witnessed.
I study rap battles for a living.
He then goes on about how people tried to dig into his property with their bare hands to get access to his home.
The fuck?
Hey, what the fuck? What are you doing?
God damn.
What are you doing?
And none of your fucking business, bro.
Why are you reaching under my fence?
And even notes the fact that he had to remove his son from his school due to safety concerns. It also sounds like sometime during the Not Like Us wave, Drake contacted UMG, trying to get the song taken off his streaming platforms altogether.
Purists and people who just love conversation, they love to say, hey man, there's no rules in this shit, but there are fucking rules in this shit.
Of course. In fact, he tried to get them to do this on multiple occasions, to which they basically just shrugged their shoulders, even saying that they would humiliate Drake if he wanted to take this to court. Drake then lists every single time that he has alluded to or straight up called a PDF in Not Like Us, and continues to
Yeah.
to insist that he was scared of physical violence resulting from the record. The record also repeatedly suggests that violence should be used against Drake because he is a PDF. Like this, the record also and continues to insist that he was scared of physical violence resulting from the record. The record also repeatedly suggests that violence should be used against Drake because he is a PDF. Like the sound of someone being beaten up, the record repeats wop 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 wop, and then Lamar says, well fuck him up. Later the recording threatens that if Drake comes to Oakland where Lamar grew up, which I don't even think he grew up there, he will not make it out alive. And at the end of the recording, the lyrics threateningly repeat, hey 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 run for your life, hey 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 run for your life. God damn, this lawsuit got me singing along. I mean, seriously, I don't think I've ever seen a softer statement from someone who tries to present themselves as a mob boss. I mean, this guy has been literally running around sitting courtside with the guy who threatened Kendrick's life, but
me and Drake are gonna link up in a couple days, and we're gonna play Not Like Us video, and we're gonna look at every nigga in the video, and we're gonna do
top 5 promises to end everyone from the Not Like Us music. Oh yeah, I saw this shit. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
homework. I don't fuck around, play around, but Aubrey, that's my bro.
The first thing you have to organize an online business is your payment system. But methods are limited, burdened by high expenses.
Once again, I guess that just doesn't matter or doesn't make him a hypocrite. But the funniest part in this whole thing has to be when Drake says that the record is anti-Semitic. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but a fucking colonizer. I mean, seriously, no one took that as a diss on Jewish culture. He was just basically calling Drake a Canadian poser who bites sounds and rides waves to stay on top, and that he's really never had no sense of true identity. The allegations against Drake are unequivocally false. Drake has never been charged with, indicted for, or convicted of any charges of violence or assault, including but not limited to sexual violence against a nor has Drake ever engaged in an inappropriate romantic or behavior with a minor. But what about that one video where he fondled and kissed the girl on stage after she said she was 17? Either way, I don't think that anyone was out here saying that Drake was hitting kids up or anything like, oh,
yeah, but
wait.
Text, we just text each other, my nigga. That shit is expensive, dog. If I want YouTube Premium, dog, I have to fucking cancel my Apple Music. That's the only way it's gonna work. And I have too many playlists on Apple Music. So I'm not canceling my Apple Music subscription, dog.
The other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
Either way, it's a rap battle, dude. Lies are going to be spun, and when you did that Tupac AI, didn't you tell him to come from this angle? Didn't you say the Epstein thing was what you expected? And let's not act like he didn't have his own share of non-substantiated claims.
Thing is, dog, with my playlists are like deep music, dog. I'm gonna send them to you, but it's like deep music underground. Some of your music, okay, I have a push-up playlist, which is my gym playlist, which is basically your music, nah? And then apart from that, what is it? It's my gym playlist, yeah. And then it's a Dog Tuning Fantasy, which is like the playlist I have for like all my love songs, dog. Like all of my like emotional songs, my G. So they're all there. And then I think I have like 2 more of the same thing. I have a bipolar thing. I don't know how to explain it. You're gonna see when I send you like the links and shit. I have a mixed playlists like Nigerian music, love songs, R&B type shit. I listen to a lot of R&B, dog. But I'll send you all my playlists. No stress. What just happened? Like Nigerian music, love songs, R&B type shit. I listen to a lot of R&B, dog. I'll send you all my papers.
Kendrick never went to jail because he hit his wife. There's no information to suggest that his kid is his biological son of his best friend. Can you imagine if Biggie had gone to court? Your Honor, he did not fuck my baby mama, and I'm not a fat motherfucker. Lock this have his own share of non-substantiated claims. And when you did that Tupac AI, didn't you tell him to
You emotional, my dog. I can't imagine you cry. Nigga, I don't cry. I just love songs.
come from this angle? Didn't you say the Epstein thing was what you expected? And let's not act like he didn't have his own share of non-substantiated claims. Kendrick never went to jail because he hit his wife. There's no information to suggest that his kid is his biological son of his best friend. Can you imagine if Biggie had gone to court? Your Honor, he did not fuck my baby mama, and I'm not a fat motherfucker. Lock this man up. Drake then cries out because in the wake of him getting his ass kicked around, UMG never checked on him. He also blames UMG for people showing up at his house trying to attack him in the wake of the beef.
Drake's mansion is at the center of a shooting investigation right now. Police in Toronto say one man was shot and is in the hospital. It comes as the rapper has been in the news for a highly contentious, very public, weeks-long feud with another rapper, Kendrick Lamar.
He then cites his issues with the imagery used in the Not Like Us video, like the shipping containers alluding to human trafficking, and the hopscotch alluding to little girls. UMG also knew, or should have known, that by publishing the defamatory material, it was gambling with Drake's safety. Critically, in addition to accusing Drake of being a criminal. Yeah, I guess when Drake called Meek Mill a rat who wears wires, that wasn't putting him in harm's way. Like, wouldn't those things be considered a massive violation in the street culture that Meek is affiliated with? Drake then spends time crying about articles, retweets, and Instagram posts. Basically, he's upset that the label utilized social media to promote the #1 song in the world. UMG also granted licenses for the recording to be played at sporting events, award shows, and political rallies. The recording has been played and broadcasted on television coverage for the MLB, NBA, and WNBA. Yeah, just like every other hot hip-hop record that's ever come out. Like, they did this for Drake so many times. I mean, Drake literally rapped back-to-back on TNT with Shaq.
I learned the game from William West, so you can never check me. Back to back for the boys that didn't get the message. Back to back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97.
And later made jokes and allusions to the beef when he hosted SNL.
So many ads.
Good job, that's it. I'm doing great, you bitch. Say that again in my face, nigga. Suck my...
Greg, everything okay?
The other thing is, the Dodgers just won the damn World Series. Of course they're going to play Not Like Us, the LA anthem. But of course he blames the streams on payola, citing a case that UMG lost 20 years ago. And once again, it was those damn bots.
This is what a streaming farm looks like, aka the black market of the music industry. It's how some musicians and labels distort reality to push their tracks to the top of the charts and earn more money. Streaming farms use bots to artificially play music on platforms like Spotify or Apple Music to drastically inflate the numbers of streams a song gets.
As he cites the infamous DJ Academic stream as evidence of this. He's even mad at Joe Rogan for talking about this record.
It is pointing out the so personal, the things they're saying, because, you know, he's calling them in the song, literally, because he said you have an illegitimate daughter, you groom women, and then Drake's comeback was, I don't have an 11-year-old daughter, and Brian said, hey, bro, address the other shit.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah, it's going to work soon. Let me just file food on the stove real quick. Right, bro? Oh.
This guy has YouTube reactors and Twitter memes cited in the lawsuit, and it's just crazy how times change once the tables flip. Like back when he was on Meek's ass on stage performing back to back, he had memes antagonizing Meek popping up on screen behind him. In the summer of 2024, users updated the description of Drake's Toronto address in rideshare applications Uber and Lyft. Users have added the address to read, Drizzy touches kids, Drizzy's fun time chamber, and a minor. So now Drake is seeking this defamation claim, which means this was never really about the music industry and saving the little guy from getting bullied by the machine. It was about him having his feelings hurt and being a very sore loser. And I really do feel like his ultimate goal here is to try and tie this song up in litigation so that it cannot be played at the Super Bowl or that UMG would have fears of that happening. Ultimately, this is one of the most hypocritical things I've ever seen play out, period. And sometimes you just have to know how to hold your L and firmly grasp it, dude. But no, he's out here suing people, crying about LeBron, crying about DeRozan, crying about his white party event that he went to and how no one said his name and the energy was different. Like, all this guy had to do was be pretty unbothered, get off Instagram, stop all the little girl antics, disappear for the rest of the year, or just be a little bit more subtle, and then come out in 2025 with some hot records and most of his fans would not care about this anymore. Like, a lot of Drake fans are just very casual rap fans, or they might just like pop music, as a matter of fact. They don't really care about all this rap shit. Instead, he just keeps reigniting the flame, prolonging the situation, and making it 10 times worse. It's like if he got kicked in the balls, and then he keeps going back for more. I just think above all things, the logic of this lawsuit is deeply flawed, and the evidence he has here is like a bunch of social media posts and Drake fan pages and all kinds of weird shit. So I don't really know who is in Drake's ear telling him to do these things, acting as if it's some sort of good idea, but I doubt we're gonna see music from Drake for a very long time now. We may never see him release music in the same way, and this really might be his attempt to be like, yo, I want to cash out with this $1 billion settlement or whatever it's gonna be, and then I'm just gonna remove myself from the music industry and maybe like release music independently. But it's like every move since the beef has just screamed, God, I'm so bothered. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this down below. I will continue to keep you guys updated on this Drake situation. It's like the gift that just keeps on giving. But I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other insecure rappers out here need to be covered, so I'm out.
See, he held off us the entire audience in 1 year. Yeah, man, it's on a road, bro. Yo.
Mesh is.
So it has been quite a long time since we last checked in on Bobby Althoff. Around 1.5 years ago, I actually declared her the biggest industry plant I had ever witnessed hit the podcast scene.
Hi guys, welcome to the Really Good Podcast with your host Bobby Althoff.
Basically, this woman came out of nowhere and had some huge guests like Drake, Mark Cuban, and other celebrities on her show that she dubbed the Really Good Podcast.
I think my mom named me after a lawyer, which always kind of like rubbed me the wrong way.
Within a week of the Drake interview, Bobby was being represented by one of the top talent agencies and getting mainstream publicity. For this reason, people began to call her an industry plant, because the only content that she had made online before this was essentially a spoof of mommy blogger TikTok content, where she did garner millions of followers, mainly moms all around the country who liked her sarcastic brand of humor.
There is nothing more embarrassing than walking around with one of these. Everyone knows how it got there. They know what you did.
She claims that she parlayed this TikTok career into another career in podcasting after she offered her followers $300 if they could get a celebrity to come onto her podcast.
It was like a finder's fee, right? You said if you get a celebrity, I will pay you $300.
Yeah.
She says that this offer led to the episode with Funny Marco, which would in turn lead to her being in bed with Drake. You can picture her to be like the slightly more successful Hawk Tuah girl. To me, their careers actually draw a lot of parallels to each other, but one had to tell the world her methods for sucking dudes off before she got thrown into the belly of the industry matrix. You know, they both had that type of lightning in a bottle rise to fame that left onlookers saying, damn, this world is getting really up. But to be fair to Bobby, she does seem a lot more intelligent than Hawk Tuah.
Hawk Tuah. Hawk Tuah. Hawk Tuah. Say it aggressive. Like Hawk Tuah.
Whatever happened to that chick, by the way?
Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I guess she's still asleep. And with Bobby having such an astronomical rise to fame in such a short period of time, and the fact that most people felt like she was directly biting her entire deadpan comedic style from Funny Marco himself, she started to get a lot of ridicule online. I don't think it helped that she missed her son's birthday party to be there in bed with Drake that day.
You know, I flew all the way here.
You did. I really do appreciate
On my
that.
daughter's first birthday.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
You missed your daughter's first birthday for
To
this.
be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Yeah.
Horrible parenting.
Something people thought was a joke at first, as it was her brand to be dry and sarcastic, but now it's been revealed that she was being totally serious. The other thing was, when she was doing these interviews, she would constantly be making passes at these men, asking them if they would sleep with her, or if she was their type.
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
Thank you. Would you date someone that looks like me?
Something that is not only strange to do as an interviewer, but also it got even more wild when people found out that she was still married. Strangely enough, the dude would actually file for divorce the very same month the Drake podcast came out, which led to quite a bit of speculation online.
I'd do it.
One thing I will say is that she was way ahead of her time when it came to the Drake mistreatment, deleting their interview right after it started going viral, and hating at his concert. But after a while, the sarcastic, too cool to care bit really got old, and she even got put in her place by rapper Offset, who let her know that she wasn't all that.
You wanted to be on my podcast.
Why you keep saying that, Cap? That shit, man.
Honestly, dog, I thought here he was just playing along, dog. I didn't know it was like that serious, dog. Yo, he was going in for it, dog. Line after line, bar after bar, dog. Yo. Yeah, he was just roasting the fuck out of this Aldolf lady. But I thought he was just joking. Apparently it was serious.
Yeah. I honestly didn't even want to do this shit. I don't fucking do interviews. You already told me you looked me up. I'm walking out on bullshit. I'm fucking with you because they're making me.
As a matter of fact, he cooked the hell out of her.
You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish. You need some motherfucking seasoning, man.
You can leave now.
This is my hotel. I paid for this motherfucker. You can leave now.
Shane hasn't hippoed his insurance.
2,000 rand for my car insurance. That's 300 rand less. It's 500 rand cheaper. 700 rand cheaper than my car insurance.
Hippo the squeak out at month's end. Compare and save hundreds.
And then she changed up her whole look, and she went on a show with Keke Palmer, and right there she got accused of being an industry plant right to her face.
I know. You're not an industry plant, right?
I am, but...
You do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is this kind
I know,
of
isn't that crazy?
Feels a bit planty.
This is definitely planty.
You got here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
Hey, it has been a minute.
What I think industry plant is, it's like somebody that has been that is tied to someone else in the industry and uses those connections to capitalize, and they have zero talent.
I'm not an anythinger. I don't have any talents.
And then people started to say that she was trying to manufacture moments. She had Ryan Garcia chasing her around the room like they were on the playground. He would later tweet out that they had this intimate situation after that was recorded.
I guess Bobby was pretty cool. What? Was cool, pretty good. I guess Bobby was cool, pretty good kisser. It doesn't know fucking punctuations. Although Bobby fucked Drake, and that was that's why. Got a divorce.
Recorded, and she continued with this reputation that she was kind of being bounced around the industry.
You got some close up?
I like to read people's messages, not get room tours.
Let me read your messages.
No. I don't like
I'll let you read one message if you let me read one message.
I delete all of my messages.
Liar.
Are you cleaning? I do. You don't? You keep your
I
messages?
delete my messages?
Yeah, you keep yours?
People that delete their messages are cheaters. I'm not a liar or a cheater. I hate liars.
And I feel like relevancy-wise, she kind of just came and went, and honestly, Hawk Tuah kind of took her spot online. Nowadays, Bobby's channel and TikTok are mainly inactive, and the last couple of podcasts only garnered a small percentage of what she was averaging only a year ago. And I actually put myself through absolute agony by watching over an hour of Bobby being interviewed by Forbes and Wired magazine. Bobby Althoff, the deadpan podcast host America can't get enough of. Wow, a whopping 10k views. America just can't get enough. Obviously, her publicist got her this opportunity, as a lot of celebrities and online talent alike do this type of thing, so they can still try and seem relevant to their sponsors and other people kind of pouring money into their careers. And before we get into all the out-of-touch things she said during these interviews, I did want to tell you guys about today's video sponsor. An air-dried human grade also every single. In fact, to try Sundays at. There is simply no better time to buy dog collar. Use my code Jamari when For the good and the bad, and after today. Now in these interviews, I actually did learn a lot about Bobby for the good and the bad, and after listening to her come-up story actually doesn't sound that outrageous to me.
For a few years before, I was on TikTok, just doing brand deals posting.
But she is honestly just not very likable. Coming up, she claims that she was posting 5 to 10 TikToks per day for years, where she routinely raked in millions of views, followers, and hundreds of thousands of dollars per year.
But my goal for the first year of once I started getting views and getting followers was that every single day I had to have one video that I posted that got 1 million views. So I would keep trying and trying and trying.
Now using the Wayback Machine, I can see that her numbers do pretty much align with her story, but I do still think that after the Drake podcast, they really tried to make her this big thing, and it just kind of burnt out and then fell flat on its face for the same reason that industry plants in the music sector never stay hot, because the fans they garner are so incredibly generic and fickle that they would just move on to the next trend like nothing. And one thing I did find very interesting in these interviews was the insistence that she has always been driven by wanting to be famous.
I've always wanted to act or have some type of leg in Hollywood, kind of. So I felt, my family always says that if anybody in our family was going to end up where I ended up, it would be me, because I was the most driven towards that.
And even more by wanting to be rich.
How'd you become an influencer or create?
Fucking ass.
Creator.
Just wanting to make money.
She even says that the only reason she did podcasting a TikTok in the first place was because she saw how much money other people made doing it and got motivated.
Mentally decided that she made like at least $300 a year on her podcast alone, and I was like, that's what I need to do next. Like, I need a podcast.
And for someone who loves money so much, she seems incredibly lazy about her job. Multiple times she brags about the fact that she goes into her podcast doing little to zero research on her guest that day.
And what is your interviewing technique?
Just no research, show up, and ask questions. I was researching how he interviews people, and I was like, oh God, this is a lot of work. Let me just go in there and know nothing.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much work.
And keep in mind, she's doing this in the face of 2 career journalists who do not look very amused.
Is the notebook just for show? Because you kind of have it open and then paper on top of it.
This is just my method.
It's okay.
This is my method. I'm a journalist, so I have my method.
I was making around like $250 to $300 a year.
1,000.
Yeah.
From brand
deals on TikTok. Wow. And 250 is great and all, but it's hard to come up with content with just me every day.
$250,000 a year as an annual income is great and all.
Yeah.
It is great.
It is great.
Yeah, she's out here making $300,000 per year. Sound like a minimum wage job at Sonic, which I don't think is a winning strategy for gaining public favor. To me, above all else, it really just seems like there's really no passion in anything Bobby does. And it's all strictly for the money or the clout, which in some fields can definitely work, but not in the entertainment industry.
I hope that I go from D-list to A-list. That's my goal in 10 years.
From D-list to A-list.
Yes.
She still insists over and over, though, that she would be fine going back to a job at Jersey Mike's.
At the end of the day, if I had to go back and work at Jersey Mike's again to support myself, I'll make your sandwich for you.
Yeah, I'm calling absolute bullshit on that, okay? She wasn't even cool with $300,000. And during these interviews, both of the interviewers indirectly question her rise to fame and make allusions to the idea that someone in the background pulls a lot of strings for her.
What do you think is your appeal? Why did you think you became a thing?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Why are you looking at me like that? Well, early on I was like, is that a joke? Like, what is an industry plant? You guys,
Right.
and I would just play into it because I was like, there's no way people actually think that. But then I realized, like, what people actually think that.
Actually, no, I did my reading, they actually think
They
that.
really do. And I think that it makes sense. Like, from an outside looking in perspective, I can see why they would think that.
Basically, it seems like nobody's buying her story, and at one point she even cries over the hate that she receives online.
Sometimes it's just constructive criticism. It can be a little mean, but yeah, it doesn't bother me too much.
Other than that, when it comes to Bobby, there were these pictures of men carrying her out of the club. Someone put together that she was allegedly dating this NFL player based on one of her posts, and then she got totally embarrassed when this dude did not want to claim her like that, denying the allegations on Twitter after they caught his ass in 4K. I mean, truly, there's nothing much worse than when you think you were in a full-blown relationship with someone, and it turns out they were hiding your ass the whole time or really don't want anything to do with you like that publicly. And so now she's been on TikTok crying.
Just like hard to imagine finding someone who is
truly good for you. It's hard to imagine there's a world where there's like someone who's actually meant for you.
I mean, talk about a turn of events. She was online talking about it's time for her hoe phase.
So what you doing for these 2 years? You gonna be a hoe?
I have to do a hoe?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe I will.
I don't know, you said you married young and you have your 2 kids already and you're divorced. Isn't that what divorced people do after that?
Just sleep around and have fun.
And now she's recording herself tearing up on camera.
And I got lonely, met a guy around Thanksgiving. And I think things moved really fast. I don't know, I thought it was fucking fate. Clearly it wasn't. It was really sweet. It raised the bar for me, which sometimes sucks because then it's like, fuck. I didn't want the bar to be raised at all. Dating is just hard, you guys. Like,
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I don't know, I always just think it's an interesting case study to see how quickly these individuals fall out of favor with the public. For her and the Hawk Tuah girl, it was like trying to live in a house with no foundation, like that bitch is up on stilts. All it really takes is a little adversity to knock that shit down. And listen guys, I truly think Drake owes this chick a room in his compound. Like if he had not laid up with her in bed and put her on the map, this all likely would have never happened. Maybe Kendrick wouldn't even have dissed his ass, maybe he was at home on his laptop and this is what sent him over the edge. He knew at this moment that Drake was not like him. In all seriousness though, Bobby seems alright, but as far as her maintaining a career online, I just don't really see the longevity here, given her motivations are all wrapped up in clout, material possessions, and greed. Not to even mention the fact that it seems like she couldn't really give a damn about her podcast or producing it in a better way. But I want to know what you guys think about this latest Bobby Althoff update down below. I also want to thank Sundays for Dogs for sponsoring today's video once again, but as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other industry plants out here need to be covered, so I'm out. Peace.
How'd you become an influencer or creator?
Just wanting to make money.
Okay. I wanna go cook real quick. Why does it look so funny, bro? What the fuck?